The dream world fades away, but Arueshalae is still in your arms. The kiss you shared in the dream now continues in reality. She presses up against you, and you can feel the heat of her body beneath her clothes. Do you want more?
I want everything. Everything I've never known before. Everything I've been waiting to experience for so long.
Touch Arueshalae's shoulder. Now you can do whatever you want. Arueshalae's whole body shivers with expectation at your touch. You feel the heat of her fingers as she intertwines them with your own. Take Arueshalae to your private study. Let's go somewhere no one will bother us.
Yes. Let's go.
As soon as you close the door of the study, the two of you fall into each other's arms, and time ceases to exist. You explore every inch of her skin, and her body, once an instrument of torture and murder, becomes a vessel overflowing with tenderness and joy. When she reaches the peak of pleasure, you smell the fragrant flowers from her dream. As she moans in delight, the room becomes a garden filled with the wondrous plants of Elysium.
As a succubus, well, I've done plenty of things in my lifetime. But what we just did was unlike anything I have ever experienced. It was the first time I've ever felt love and tenderness. I was so worried that my dream world was the only place I would find redemption. I was afraid that when I returned to reality, I would be a bloodthirsty monster again. But you taught me to see the difference between dreams and reality. The difference between thoughts and deeds. You showed me the importance of the real world. When I took the first steps on this path to redemption, I spent so much time living inside my own head. But you changed that. You introduced me to the mortal world. You made me a part of your life. And together, we have accomplished so many amazing things.
Really? What did I do exactly?
So many things, there are too many to name. For instance,
Arueshalae thinks for a moment.
what happened in Winter Sun truly terrified me. For a while, I stopped believing that my own life was real. An entire village built their life on lies. What if I had done the same? But you dispelled all my doubts. You convinced me that I was real and that my world was real too. You taught me to trust myself, to trust reality again. I was so afraid of returning to the 10,000 delights. I knew that I was bound to meet some of my old acquaintances there, but you protected me from them. You didn't let them knock me off balance. In the slums of Illusioniera, I told you about my time in the city. I shared the one good memory I had of Illusioniera, and you showed me how to turn that simple memory into a good deed. Did my actions make a difference? Did I help that small demon in any way? I don't know. But you taught me how easy it is to bring a small measure of hope and goodness into the world, and how much joy can be found in a single act of kindness. You see now? If it hadn't been for you, I would still be lost in my fears, illusions, and doubts.
When we're together, what does it feel like?
Feels like freedom. Impossible, indescribable freedom. I can give myself fully to you, and I'm not afraid that you'll hurt me. When I reach for you, I know my touch will bring you happiness. If the demons could feel what I feel with you, even for a moment, they wouldn't want to be controlled by anger and selfishness for another second. They think they have achieved true freedom, but they don't know what true freedom means.
These flowers, what are they?
They're the flowers of Elysium. But how did they get here? Perhaps it's a gift from the goddess. Or perhaps our happiness summoned them into our world. All I know is that it's a miracle. I can't explain how these flowers appeared, but I believe that they're a good omen, a sign of new life.
I don't want to leave. I want to stay here with you.
I know, I feel the same. The real world is waiting for us. So big, and yet so fragile. We'll save it. Together. and then we'll come back here, to a place as real as our happiness. We'll return to our very own Elysium.
But we can stay here together a little longer, can't we? Arueshalae says nothing, but leans in for a kiss. Did I hurt you? I didn't mean to. This is too wonderful. I think I'm about to cry now. I thought I knew everything there was to know about carnal pleasures. Turns out, I'm only just starting to learn. No more fear, just freedom and happiness. You are my Elysium, my freedom and my happiness. You tried to change your nature and succeeded. How does it feel? I feel reborn. I'm a whole new person now, and the world around me seems remade too. It was always hunt or be hunted for me. I never wanted to be the one who hunts, yet I am a predator by nature, so I had to restrain myself all the time to avoid destroying everything around me. I had the eyes of a monster, and they could only see pain and suffering. I couldn't even imagine that there were so many wonderful, beautiful things in the world. I'm still unable to understand many of them, but I will change and will come to understand everything. What's going on with your nightmares? Do they still haunt you? Yes, they do, and that's how it should be. I myself have changed, but my past will haunt me forever. All the evil things that I did, I have a lot of debts to pay. I have no right to forget them, and my nightmares won't allow it. The answer to Desna's riddle turned out to be surprisingly simple. Yes, but it was not about the answer itself at all. What if someone told me something like, Arueshalae, you need friends, at the very beginning of my journey? Of course I needed them. This revelation would not have helped me at all back then. It took me several decades of haphazard wandering in order to understand how dreams work and what I should do with them. The answer was simple, yes, but the journey was the actual lesson the goddess wanted to teach me. Now we know that you can love like we mortals do. How does it feel? The succubus blushes. This feeling is wonderful, yet terrifying. This is why demons are unable to fall in love. Their evil turns them into cowards. To love someone is to open up to the other person, to trust them completely. It means lowering all your shields, knowing that your beloved won't hurt you. Now I understand. She smiles. Now I love you. I love you. Shall we spend some time in private? She takes your palm in her hands, brings it to her lips, and gives it a light kiss, accompanied by a tender smile. Let's go.